Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Nino Kuni. Now I'm going to warn here that uh, I have put my newer video card back into my computer and am now trying to do a test, a stress test and all to make sure everything is working. The good news is that if my computer just randomly shut off or rebooted now or just had stuttering or anything, I know fairly for 100% it's the video card that is the thing still having the problem. I actually installed a video BIOS downgrade, as it turned out, to the video card, so hopefully nothing bad will happen. We shall see. uh, but yeah, this could be uh, problematic. Fingers crossed everything will work and I'll see absolutely no problems whatsoever, and then I'll begin to slowly regain confidence that my computer has been fully fixed. That's the hope. There's been a lot of other distractions, certainly, uh, since I last played, but I know we're about to. It feels like we're about to fight the White Witch, but it also oddly feels like there's still room for at least one more island, and there's still content that feels like there will either be post fighting the White Witch, post main story gameplay content, or the White Witch is just going to defeat us horribly. I wouldn't be surprised if we walk through this door and we find out that the White Witch isn't even there. It's been too much too much time to get to this point. Hmm. 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 There's no empty seat for the other Zodiac. It's interesting. She's not even gonna try to fight him. Hmm. Who's laughing? Just like all the other council. The question is, are these just ghosts of the wands, or are they real people? Hmm. Wow, why is this so blurry? Yeah, that's an effect. Hmm. So these guys have been whispering negative thoughts into the White Witch's ears and is now doing it. Hmm. 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 That sure eliminates a lot of potential boss fights. Hmm. So it was nothing but just figments of her imagination, which explains how the bird would still be alive. Certainly. Interestingly, it doesn't end up with you getting each of these wands, which that would have certainly been a hassle. But throughout the game, it would have kind of made sense if you had 12 Zodiac bosses that you had to fight and 12 wands that you took the power from and put in the Mornstar. There's like lamps here. I guess these are not that special. Um, so I guess now the question is this going to be a boss fight? It may not. It may just be another cutscene. That was a voiced 3D cutscene that we saw with like no Ghibli animation. So I wouldn't be surprised if we actually do get some Ghibli animation too. I also wouldn't be surprised if we just find that Cassiopeia as an adult or P as a girl is just asleep on a bed. So this is the White Witch's house, eh? Bit posh, ain't it? Good place for a final showdown. Proper epic. Yeah, I guess. I wish we didn't have to fight, but we can't let Cassiopeia destroy the world again. Maybe we can still save her. Interesting how immediately they once again cheap out and go back to the non-voiced dialogue. There's literally nothing we could do here otherwise than say yes. Because if we were to cast the spell Vacate and leave the dungeon, which this castle is effectively a dungeon, and go back to the iron place or go back anywhere, it would still be a very large struggle to try to get ingredients. We would just have to wander around the entire open world trying to find the right ingredients to do alchemy, to get maybe one or two spells that would refill our magic or health. It's better just to struggle. Oh, he's really still alive. Her character design is actually very interesting, but they don't do anything with it. Wouldn't it be funny if it turned out she is the only person in the world? Everybody is a figment of her imagination. Okay, let's go with a spell here of Mornstar. And let's just assume that that worked fairly well. Flipping neck, I can feel the White Witch's power from over by here, man. Make sure to dodge your spells, Ollie boy, or block them or something. Let's see. And she's going to really do um spells. I need to be better at um canceling defend. Yeah, unless there was something kind of surprising here where she there's Esther is gone. Like, and see, Marquesian can't um Marquesian can't do anything here to bring back Esther. So it is going to be like all out defense, provision, Phoenix Deer, bring back Esther. While that's happening, spell, Mornstar, all out attack. Really should just be all defense, I think. Hmm. Like, she's about to die, and I suspect this will be just the first phase. Let's see, provision now. We need something that would give us magic points. HP and magic's not really necessary, but this wouldn't be terrible. Although almost certainly there's an alchemy. Like, should I really care about alchemy though? As I'm doing this, like, alright, let's go with then fully refill magic and HP at this point. Yeah, unless there's a post-game situation where where we have a lot of reason to do alchemy. I think we are kind of done. I guess part of the question here would be, this is probably absolutely the worst thing to do. Yep. Fully recover MP and HP to a character. Is all allies still wouldn't count towards someone who's knocked out. Alright. She's definitely heavy hitting, but she's really not doing anything particularly different. Although I am also playing on easy, and maybe this is about the only time where easy actually is easier. Come on, just... Yeah, her attack is just too fast. You were defeated, ... Continue, lose a bunch of gold. Actually, it's probably better just to return to the title screen, though, and save that 2,000 gold for whatever it is worth, because we didn't really do any fighting. So yeah, instead we'll just load back up here. And I don't think you can control tactics or anything. And we can't switch back to the other person. Um, and we can just skip the cutscene. It is kind of weird that they specifically also show that the bird is a delusion and is fake too in a separate sentiment, whereas you could have just animated the cutscene um, where you see the council dissolve kind of one at a time, and then you see the bird also dissolve after that to just emphasize that. A little cinematography there could have made that all into one cutscene. You don't need him to say this. Yeah. Right. The problem certainly is if she is uh, if she is trying to have a perfect world, it's going to be a world with just no interaction with it. I tried to defend there and wasn't fast enough. Hmm. 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 The only thing I could hope was maybe we could burden her. We gotta go tactics here. Keep us healthy, keep us healthy, keep us healthy. Spells. No, it's provision at this point. Fully restore HP. It's probably the best move. Hmm. This also very possibly is just boiling down to I need to keep her distracted with all out attacks more than um, yeah, it doesn't seem like that really works. And I don't know if I have. We'll try this Shadar spell, but it seems fairly slow too. Hmm. Yeah, I think for the magical difference, it's probably not worth it to do Even Star compared to Morn Star. I probably should be defending. Hmm. You can definitely feel how the timing here is just weird. It doesn't quite balance out. Hmm. Provisions. Phoenix Tears. And then Oliver. Bell. Morn Star. Hmm. Come on. One more Morn Star. Or fine, whatever. Unleash something. Hmm. Hmm. It almost would make sense that the unleash would also um, lead to something too. Like, let's just see if we can get our magic back. If I could get something that would do 100 magic to everybody. 100 magic HP. Yeah, that's not a terrible thought. It just doesn't work though. Like you can't keep your eyes on the enemy fat quick enough to defend against these weapons. What the only thing you could possibly do is just try and cheat the system and uh, like you could try and cheat the system and just be in defense mode always. Wow, I'm surprised you can actually jump doing all of that too. Hmm. And as you can't even do things lining them up. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Um yeah. Unless this is a case where the game is intentionally trying to make you fail, which honestly it shouldn't be bringing up the continue screen if that's the case. It seems like the game might be increasing her attack speed as we get to the end, the more she gets damaged. And personally, as a Westerner, I don't think any game should have you struggle to defeat the boss at the end. Uh, I don't think it should take 3 or 4 times to have to defeat it, even though that is pretty much the way old JRPGs almost certainly worked. You were just never really overpowered. You were never over prepared for these kinds of things. Take note, there is no items, by the way, that you could take before you start the fight to increase your defense or anything. There's a ward spell, and that's it. Uh, um, and that I should definitely do the ward spell as the first action. Hmm. Spells, ward, everybody, all out defense. That being said, I don't think there's anything else we can really do except for keep us healthy on that. And then we are now at this. Hmm. And see, we can try and defend there. And then try to do another Morning Star. Or Morn Star is the actual name of it. And then defend again. And that didn't do anything. And that is going to be pretty much the trick here, is that it is going to be keeping your eyes on her when she calls out a spell, um, or just going into defense mode after every attack anyways. And it is just going to be a tit for tat trade. Apparently Nightshade was a buff. But it's stopped being tit for tat, really. She's moving faster than I am. Nightshade seems to have increased her attack speed. Alright. And then provisions. One phoenix tear. There. Spell. I want to swap uh, back to Oliver. And again, do Morningstar. Let's just go ahead and defend until we can do a spell. And then I'll try Volcanic Roar. This time, instead of the physical damage, we'll do fire damage. There's no real reason to believe that she would be weakened by fire damage. And in fact, she oddly does kind of feel like she's she is limited in how much damage she can take otherwise from anything other than Morningstar. Right, health will give me some time to try and get some magic up. Right. Pillars of Darkness. Spells. Morningstar. Distractor. And he just got a showstopper, and that may be the thing that saves the day. See, and this would be at the point where I would suspect you might be defeated and have to get a stronger weapon. Monster of Mana. Now, here's the problem. If I die in this, which I suspect I might, I have no idea what happens if we like, I have no idea if we would reset to this part or if we would just reset back to the beginning. She doesn't feel like she's let's see. She doesn't feel like she's just weak on this stuff. And see, when I attack with her attacks, it doesn't feel like it breaks her attacks so much. We don't have time to really bring back her, even though that's what we need to do. Arrow of Light. Didn't seem like that did anything. We need to see if an Unleash does something. Hmm. I should have defended. Oh, Knickers. There's something bad on the way, Ollie boy. What do you do? Make sure you stop it. Um, she's weak now. Let's see if we can unleash some physical damage on her. Hmm. Nope, that's not working. Hmm. Hmm. I need to refill my magic and my health. To all allies. No, just me. Hmm. 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 Let's see. Can we give... Like, we don't even really have a... Like... Don't really have anything else we can do. Um... Unless I'm supposed to be unleashing something else. And this is a problem, is that it's not like these characters have some visual tell to them that would prove to me that they were specifically weak to anything. I can't do healing hand or healing touch to anybody. Hmm. 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 So I think burden had no effect. Hmm. Fortune's full. Unleash. Hmm. It does just kind of feel like maybe her attack speed in this form is uh, it is slower, so it does seem to allow you to try and do more damage. But I'm using a lot of magic here, certainly. Uh, a lot of magic here to do very little. Hmm. Let's see. Fortune's full. Let's see what that does. Well, I mean, that's not terrible. Hmm. Let's see. I need more magic again. It really does kind of feel like the game is intentionally I'm gonna have to use Secret Sage, unfortunately, because it would just take too long to use strong coffee. Uh, hmm, hmm. I'll try Evening Star again. Or Even Star. It's so silly they changed the names just slightly enough so that you aren't pronouncing them right. I apparently was not defending there. Well, you know what? These guys are strong enough that I think maybe an all-out attack might be due. And we may just have to have them slowly wear down the characters with all-out attacks. This may be more of a case where they want the whole team to feel involved. That would make some sense. Yeah, and I'm just doing particularly well at the moment with defending, even though I didn't just defend then. And I think that has led to some bigger amounts of success. At this rate, it does feel like we may think we'll go ahead and just use this. Yep. This should do it. Is there going to be a third tier boss battle with the White Witch? I would hope not. If there's going to be another boss battle, I would hope it would be fighting against a darkness in general. Although you would also want to kind of leave the darkness as the main bad guy for the entire Ni no Kuni series. It's such a pathetically simplistic message. But if this was a kid's game, I'd be okay with that. But I don't really believe this to be a kid's game. That'd be a fine message and ending for like a Ghibli movie, which are for kids too. But for a 60-hour JRPG, they kind of have her crying, but they're not animating tears. It seems like they kind of de-aged her, too. I would have expected her to be taller and older looking. She's barely taller than Swain. That's an odd statement. It's still funny that at some point here, Oliver um has to become the king. Hmm. Yeah, I suspected something like that. It's it's dumb. Let me say this is that I wonder if I should do a burn. No, let's just do Evening Star first. Uh, it was a dumb, sappy bits of dialogue. It wouldn't have been terrible otherwise. Is everyone all right? I'm sorry, I must not allow them the time to use such a magic. Help her out, Ollie. You gotta hit them before they can hit you. Well, I was trying to do that. So this is once again a um, enemy with a very high attack speed. I want to do even star here because I want to destroy the other characters too, since we have several satellites happening here. Hmm. Hmm. Notice that the little gleams that drop are not playing any role. Um, Alright, he's now dead. And we really need him, so back with the Phoenix Feather. And while we give him a second to revive, now would be a chance to cast Thunderstorm. Hmm. Let's see. Oliver. He is about to uh, cast Ward. The problem here is that I have the tactics set wrong on Oliver. I need him when I'm not controlling him to continue to attack the enemy. Um, so, let's see. It should be, I guess, do what you like or give it your all. Alright. Spell, one more Evening Star. Hmm. Hmm. Once all the satellites are done, we can start using Mornstar. It would have not been a terrible thought, certainly, if we had um, if I had fought this group of people first, but moving it around is kind of surprising. And they're struggling to have surprises, certainly, because there's trying their best to make the game interesting. It seems like maybe Cassiopeia is the one casting a spell to give us the chance. Hmm. Hmm. If I can't do anything else, I probably should use provisions in this case. Hmm. It's crazy though that it keeps you in the menu after you've done the spell. Like you do a provision and then it keeps you in that menu while it's implementing that provision. Hmm. Yep. It's not really doing a lot of damage. Let's try and unleash on him. Hmm. He just summoned a bunch of satellites again, and maybe he needed the satellites to cast chaos. Let's see, do we have anything that would return everything to everybody? That's probably not too bad. Hmm. Piercing gauge could be lowering my attack speed or something. I would hope the Evening Star there did more damage to everything. I've got nothing. I'm about to die. I'm running out of resources. There's really no way I couldn't have been running out of resources. It's definitely focusing in on the satellites, and I'm hoping it's actually doing damage to the other characters. Well, and all these cure things are useless. I may be completely out of magic at this point. We're down to strong coffees. Hmm. 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 Yeah, Oliver's down, and honestly, there's nothing I can do for him. I'm just hoping that Marquesian can save the day. And I question if he really can. Like, he's doing chaos here, and this could just kill the two remaining characters in this one attack. Yeah. So, unless we're supposed to die, I don't know what we're supposed to do here. Like, we can't survive. Hmm. Hmm. All right. Um, yeah, you're in a weird position here. Definitely where best case scenario I think is to throw out a character and just try to go all out attack on them. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Like I think that's pretty much all we can do is just try to all out attack on him and nickel and dime the character, because I don't think hmm, I don't think there's anything else that we can do. We can have Oliver, we can try to get back to Oliver if he's still alive. Nope, we just lost. And in this case, we have to hit continue. It doesn't matter how much we lose. Seriously? Hmm. Okay. So, um, hmm. No effect on burden. So we'll get it a little bit better, I suppose, but not by much. And this is definitely the pathetic ending that definitely don't want to see happen in JRPGs or any kind of RPGs where you are straight up just going to have to fight three people in a row. Um, and I guess the question is, should I start over already? Yeah. Let's just let's just save ourselves some time here and continue. Let's take a moment. Let's look at our inventory. Let's see if we could craft anything of any value. The chances of us being able to make anything seem fairly low. And I'm not even going to begin to entertain the idea that some equipment could be moved around, even though very possibly equipment could be moved around to maybe make our character a little bit stronger. Unless there was something special about Mighty's attack in particular, and I was just failing on that aspect. What we really would want to see here is, well, it wouldn't be terrible to get food increase and affinity increase, since we never got any of the affinity up on any of the characters all the way to 5. I would like just these spirit dews, which we don't have the ingredients for. It would be insane to try and go and find these espressos. Yeah, so there is nothing we can do on that aspect. He is at his fullness anyways. This is the strongest weapon. Unless I want to swap out that. Yeah, so there's nothing you can do. Like, there's no flying to the Iron Wyvern and buying a bunch of resources, a bunch of coffees, for instance. That would be what I need more than anything. This game has never given us any option to increase our increase the amount of magic points or regain magic points. There's no pause and sleep to restore or anything like that. I may very well need to just look up a strategy guide. Alright. Spell, ward, everybody start. Everybody attack. All out attack. And you know what? Mighty, let's see what this does. Oh, that worked very nicely. Alright. Come on, give me this. Flash dance very quickly. What in the world just happened there? It may just be a case, really, that the reason this has been a struggle yeah, it may just be a case that this is the way to prevent you overusing your magic. Is to throw Mighty out there until you're about to die, and then once you get your health back up, do a spell or two. Like, all of a sudden, that's way faster. So she's done her Nightshade. But notice how quick she's down. Alright, I'm gonna take some damage there. And then alright, let's go with a provision. Let's see, can we do 100 HP and MP to just me? But who's to say that there isn't actually a fourth boss fight? So we'll go ahead and do another ward spell. Alright, and then we'll go all out and attack. And at this point, I just want full restore HP. I'm gonna send out my guy and just see if we can do massive amounts of damage without taking a lot of damage or casting spells. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, the game is designed in such a way that you just, I don't think actually yeah, I just don't think you actually can use spells. It's an odd disconnect for a game that really gave me the feeling that the way to play this was to focus on Oliver being the wizard, being the Harry Potter of the series. Um, um, but yeah, it's really night and day difference here. Esther is down. Oh, Phoenix tier her. Even though that's probably not the best one to use Phoenix tier on. You know what? I'm just going to use Healing Hand on myself. Hmm. Yeah, and I probably should have defended against that. Well, is there something better I should be doing when we have chances, or should we just try to stun lock the creatures? Hmm. 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 Okay. Health is not great. So I'm hoping something will heal me. Alright. Yep. And it didn't. Maybe I shouldn't be using Marquesian in this case as much as I should switch to Esther. That way we can have have our character here attacking. Hmm. Hmm. Come on. Hmm. 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 Very close to victory. So I guess the question now would be, does everybody refill? Because that would be the thing that would help, certainly, is if we refilled. Alright, let's do ward again. Should have been all out defense. Hmm. 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 Alright. I wonder, I'm gonna do one Evening Star attack, but then I wonder if Cut Loose would just be better. Use a little bit less magic and allow for faster hits. So since this guy's doing his thing anyways, let's go ahead and see what Cut Loose does. And it's not doing a massive amount of damage. Um, hmm, hmm, hmm. So I think Mighty with Cut Loose probably is better. Just because it's going to keep people going. Keep people busy. Hmm. There is a weirdness, certainly. He's getting attacked a lot. Hmm. Come on. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely trying to swap between the two characters. Hmm. I don't know if that really is keeping things busy enough. Like, basically, I'm just going back. The pattern seems to be to go back and forth between a even star and a cut loose, and just make sure you've got your all out attack enabled. Now, here's a potential thing where we may be better off just smacking this guy. No, I don't think we are. Let's instead do a Mornstar on him. And that may kill Oliver. And you have to just kind of prepare for everything way faster than I would. Alright. Switch over to this guy. And then his provision to bring her back. I mean, I should be all out attack, but we need something that would like refill full MP and HP to all allies. Is probably not a terrible thought. All right. Spell Mornstar. Then we'll do an attack. And then spell Mornstar. The wind up on these spells is ridiculous. Just hitting him is definitely not. I'm doing like 2 damage when I hit him. That obviously is not the right move. And I don't know when the satellites showed back up. Oliver potentially is dead here. We have enough to bring him back. But we need major increase in health. Let's see. Chirpy tune. Raise magical attack. Has she been doing any? Boost defense. Healing him. Alright, provisions. Let's see, can we fully restore just HP? Alright, that though won't do anything. And these spells alone won't do anything. If there was something else that I could do to maybe just stay alive and wait until the White Witch casts a spell of some sort, maybe that would work. But yeah, I don't know what I can do. 100 HP to all members. 100 HP and MP to all members. 100 HP and MP to Oliver. Might be about the... You know what, 200 HP. Each member probably is the first one to do. And then fully restore MP. I'm just going to give magic points to Oliver. Like, this is the problem here, though, is that you are just going to constantly have to be the supporting role person, and really that should be Esther that's doing it, not him. I also need to go into tactics and tell him to give it all you got. And give it all you got. And that would be part of the problem too. Like, I just don't have time to be feeding cheeseburgers to people. Do our very best to micromanage things. Wait, that actually would have worked. Yeah. And see, songs. like songs might help. $100 HP to all members. I'm trying my very best to keep Oliver alive, and like his keeping him alive is not really even doing anything. Like, you should be going all out and doing more damage, and it's just not happening. The first person to even cast a spell is Marquesian. So unless they know something I don't know, which maybe they do, it's just fish burger. Just gonna constantly try and keep people alive. And we may very well just win as a healer. Nope, there's Marquesian gone. Spells. Nope. Spells. Evening Star. And cut loose on this. And spells Evening Stars. I'm about to die again. Come on, provision. Full HP and magic points. See, and that's not fair. In no way that's fair. Um, okay. So I'm going to open the website now and just look up a guide. This is unfair. Honestly, even if I had more resources, it wouldn't particularly help. You saw I went through a ridiculous amount of resources, and their attack speed would just attack you, and for every 100 health I got back, I would lose 100 health. Zodiarchy, which apparently is not the final boss, potentially, as I'm looking here. Says the Zodiarchy and its satellites are certainly vigorous foes, but with right tactics, and even a fairly low-level party can take them out. You definitely want to use powerful MP and HP healings during this battle, such as Nostrums and Sprite items. At the start of battle, immediately order an all-out defense and defend with Oliver as the Zodiac will use Chaos. Powerful attack. Cassiopeia will be fighting alongside you and try to prevent the Zodiac from casting it again by using Nyx. However, this takes a while to charge, so you'll need to protect her from the nasty satellites. The best way to do this is keep your distance with all of them and perform a couple of castings of Astra or even Even Star if that's all you have. Um, Apparently there was a spell called Astra that we haven't um, um, this saps your MP enormously, so use it. A Nostrum when your magic juice is running on. You still have to deal with the Zodiac's other attacks, of which Shock Blast is far more powerful and annoying. Not in the least place because he usually performs it following up on a Chaos, which is particularly lethal. Prepare to defend both attacks, and if things go terribly wrong, use Phoenix Tear or Breath if absolutely required. When the Zodiac is stunned by Nyx, immediately perform an all-out attack in hopes of getting some damage in, and possibly even a golden gleam. As with the last battle, play fairly defensively and destroy satellites as soon as possible, preferably with magic or tricks that hit all targets. Zodiac will frequently use Piercing Gauge, usually on the character you're controlling, which lowers your stats. It's more annoyance than a real threat, but you can nonetheless boost the rest of your party's defense with a spell such as Ward, slightly improving your magical defense. Oh, Ward is only a magical defense. Keep your party healthy with a group of healing items, keep Oliver at a distance, and keep your wits to win this battle eventually, it says. Alright, well, that's some strategies. And there's really no reason to not go ahead and do this. What I think I may have made a mistake here is I think I may have a spell called Astra. Can we see our spells? Abilities. Evening Star. Nope, I do not have an ability called Astra. Which maybe that's because I'm at level 59 and I should be at level 60. Or maybe I just straight up have missed something in the game. Which is insane because I've definitely kept a fairly tight rein on this game as far as being obsessive compulsive and playing what I thought was all of it. We clearly missed one errand, but the errand alone, I bet that's it, come to think of it. We have, where is it? View stamp card. Yeah, there is that 8 stamp card ability that had I unlocked that very possibly would have given me Astra. So clearly, it wasn't worth really taking this. And it probably wasn't even worth taking this. So retroactively, if I had instead taken this early and that had given me a spell, that would have been nice. Now, I didn't look up the strategy to beat this character, but I think we kind of get an idea of what we should do. Maybe I'm doing the wrong thing here. I thought this was the one that specifically benefited from attacking. Hmm. 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 All right, that did not work. Hmm. Hmm. Tactics. Give it your all. Give it your all. Keep us healthy. Do it. You know what? Do what you like. Do what you like. And do what you like. Let's get rid of the tactics elements completely. Hmm. 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 Seems like everybody's about to die. It's really too early to restore all the HP to all allies. Hmm. Hmm. Um. Hmm. Let's go ahead and throw this guy out. Hmm. Honestly, if we save some magic and we're not using any refill magic bottles in this first fight, and we're not really doing anything in this second fight, then we might have a situation where we're slightly better equipped. Honestly, though, I'm not 100% sure that I believe I am getting better here as much as I suspect. Um, yeah, this is just magical defense. I'm not 100% certain that the game isn't just uh, cheating and making the game easier for these fights because it knows I've failed several times. Alright, no effect there. Me hitting this guy is oddly doing a lot of damage. No, I don't think that's me. I think that's someone else. Hmm. Alright, spell. Hmm. 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 Alright. Hmm. Yeah, he said stop it, but I didn't really stop it. Hmm. It's just questionable how you really would be able to stop. Alright. Spell. Hmm. Darn it. And Tiny Tears jumps in after the attack, so it's always too late. Hmm. Um, you gotta bring Marquesian back, I think. It would be kind of weird to not bring him back. Um, you might get a free refill in life if you didn't bring him back, but I question that. Hmm. 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 Cut loose is not something he really needs to do. Hmm. Let's see. Hmm. Hmm. Go ahead and provision ourselves with a full health and magic refill. I think that's not terrible. Hmm. Of course, everything I'm using now gets removed from what I can use later. Hmm. 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 Come on. But we would need to get lucky and get a gleam. Uh, yeah, and we're just not gonna get that. Hmm. Hmm. And the little gleams of health and magic are not going to be big enough, because that's only like 16 health, 16 magic. This guy going out of his way to hit me. Hmm. 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 Okay, and I'm trying to use the phoenix feathers now for to hold them back for later. Hmm. Hmm. I apparently don't even have a defense on this character. Hmm. Oliver's down, and I think we might want to leave him down. Come on. Just keep on attacking with this guy. This banana guy. Alright. There's a gold. And the other guy got it. So this will be an interesting experiment to see if Oliver gets reset as a character. Yes, he is back alive, and he's at full health. Alright. Alright, so I said immediate all-out defense and defend. And everybody else got it. So she's going to charge up her Nyx. Meanwhile, I'm going to start doing this. And from what I remembered from the guide, it said to just basically try and keep your distance. Wasn't expecting another chaos that quickly. Which Tidy's Tears probably is not going to be big enough to help there. It might. Hmm. We want to get rid of these satellites. Hmm. Alright. All out attack again. One more evening star spell. Hmm. 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 It really doesn't come off like a it, hmm. It doesn't really come off great. Esther and provisions. Phoenix tier on Oliver. Yeah, we'll just do it. Hmm. Hmm. And then let's go and see if we can increase the refrain. And then Oliver needs food. Oliver, play as him, and cast another spell. A little wasteful, perhaps, to do this, but attack. Okay, spell that didn't do anything. We need more magic. Hundred HP and MP is probably not bad. Now is the time to be attacking. Hmm. 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 That didn't quite work for Oliver, but it did work for everybody else. Still don't feel like we're really in the best position. Now I'm going to throw this guy at it and go all attack and just try and smack as much as possible. We've got one satellite that just appeared. Another satellite that's just appeared. Are we expecting the other satellites to appear? That's not what I meant to do. Hmm. Hmm. If we can stagger it, perhaps, so that two satellites are always down and damaged, that might not be a bad idea. Mostly, though, I am not recognizing when I'm low on magic and then messing up because of that. That's a prime time, I think. Hmm. Hmm. We're still not at a point where there's any guarantee of success here. Like, plenty of opportunity for failure. Hmm. Plenty of opportunity for something to go wrong. While I'm floating casting spells, I can't run. So the game, it's slow to run both in and outside of fights. Hmm. Hmm. And see, that could be devastating. That could kill like 2 or 3 of the characters. Hmm. All right. We need to immediately jump. Hmm. Hmm. Cast a spell. Hmm. Hmm. All right, so that got 2 of them out. Hmm. Doing a different kind of attack there that we haven't even seen before. That might be because we are at the halfway point. Hmm. Hmm. If anything, I think this just really highlights how useless the Nick system is um, as a spell. I could fully refill health and HP, maybe to all allies even. It's probably best to play it safe. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Alright, that gets the satellites down for a while. Let's see if we can just do an all-out attack. And we're looking specifically for golden gleams. If we can get even a single case there, then that would have been very helpful. Yeah, he's just wrecking it. Come on. As long as the satellites don't come back, I think this is the move, although I am about to run out of resources, so this definitely is a case where it just feels like I've lucked out. And it's still possible that he's going to cast Chaos here and kill every single character. Yeah, he was extremely close there. Uh, let's see. I got lucky there. Really, really lucky. So if they throw a 4th enemy at me, that would suck. Notice also we have not made it to level 60 on any of our characters, where that would have been helpful. Some of the familiars, one of the familiars is at level 60. Level 60 is going to clearly be the top. And I have to assume that this means we're done with fighting for a while, because they wouldn't give us an end screen. They didn't in the 2 previous fights, at least. Hmm. And I suspect there won't be really that much to say, as far as we'll probably have a voice cutscene, but it won't be much. And it would be kind of silly to see any like Ghibli-esque animation at this point. Hmm. This animation jumped from 3D animation to flat 2D animation. Or, I mean, it is 3D animation, but it looks slightly different from what's in game. Again, this is probably a cutscene that they would have wanted to put in the trailer or in a movie if they were going to turn this into a movie. It'd be interesting if the flowers give you XP or something, but that is assuming that there is any end game sequence. Yeah, unless I'm wrong about Ni no Kuni meaning I am the king, I don't see how Oliver becomes the king wizard or anything. I think the White Witch would have been the one to hand the title down, if anybody. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some Ghibli-esque animation in the credits here, but that's pretty much all I expect. I don't recognize any of these creatures. This probably is concept art that eventually evolved into something else. I mean, I recognize Oliver and the fairy. Yep. And once again, the credits are crediting Studio Ghibli's animation staff, and I think that's fair, but I think they also level 5, and I think it was Capcom, maybe it was Square Enix. I think maybe it was Square Enix, actually. I think they used the fact that they hired some of Studio Ghibli's animation staff to imply that they were much more involved than they really were. It's fairly obvious they were barely involved. Frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if they worked on the project for 3 months and then were summarily dismissed and said, okay, you've done enough animation for us. Ironically, this is a scenario that is the exact opposite of the scenario I suspect it happened. I can't prove it. It's the exact opposite of what is often the problem as far as credits in video games. Many video game companies will not credit people for many different reasons. Your name gets removed for credits sometimes because of you didn't stay working with the company when up until the point where the game launched. So if you did 90% of the work or 99% of the work and then left the company, they would remove your name for the credits. I've heard instances of that. They've not put people's names in the credits because they didn't do a big enough percentage in the mind of whoever's in charge, having to work on 10%, 25%, 50% of the game. And it's fairly ridiculous and just petty. Video game credits are always rather long, and most people skip through them. Same is true for movie credits, although little secrets in the middle of credits have encouraged more people to sit through credits in Marvel movies. But crediting people should definitely happen. And it's not even like the video game world is a world that is heavily unionized in such a way that by getting credits, you then deserve some residuals, some small pennies for every unit sold over a certain amount. Like the music industry or the movie industry, many contracts actually uh, uh, do demand residuals in those industries. In the video game industry, the concept of residuals is non-existent. Um, so there's no reason to not credit people. Even if you were to credit every single person who even put even a single letter of a line of code into the game, or did a single line sound effect, or did a single minute of QA, if at some point the video game industry did become unionized enough that it would have residual contracts, and that's the only way I suspect they'd ever have residual contracts if it did become unionized, they would totally grandfather out all the people that were credited before this point. That So it really is just pettiness. It's flying on a broom. We never found a broom to fly on. I don't know if he has any reason to come back to the real world much. Yeah, I really don't see a reason why you'd go back to this world. You're gonna go to school and grow up and be a normal person when you know magic? That seems fairly crazy. At the end, that gives us an achievement. The White Witch's most formidable spell has been added to the Wizard's Companion. You received a page describing the next spell. You've received a page describing the Ashes of Resurrection spell, which has a big X over it, which I guess means don't cast a spell. That's probably the mana spell. You can now make a completed game save. Loading a complete game save will take you to the point just before the final battle with the White Witch. A range of post-compilation features will be available. Post-completion features will be available for you to enjoy. Create a completed game save? Absolutely. And so it's got this whole star. Let's just see what happens now. Well, as it seems, doesn't really feel like there's any new options on the main menu. So it is going to just be on the continue, I assume. I mean, I guess we could check and see if there's like a new game plus under new game. New game. Just the same easy and normal option. And I can't imagine that you really would want to start a new game plus. There. And here's this cutscene. And it starts with flowers. So it went full circle. Not that anybody would have remembered that. All right. And then cutscene after cutscene after cutscene. All right. So there's nothing in the new game to see. But oddly, I think there is probably room to at least think about doing some of this post-game content. Completed game save loaded. You will rejoin the action from the point from just before the battle with the White Witch. A range of new post-completion features will now be available for the phone. New challenges have been added to the casino and the Solstium series. New tasks are now available. Overall, though, it does seem like, let's just cast Gateway. I don't think there's anything specifically in Motorville that would be useful unless you're supposed to talk to people. Okay. Let's go ahead and just enter Ding Dong Dell since we're here. Like, I do want to know about the rocks. It seems weird that the rocks would just exist and we have nothing to do with them. It seems weird that there would be anything at all that we couldn't have done before the end of the game. I'm definitely not a fan of the idea of post-game content in a super long-running JRPG or super long-running game at all. If you are going to go down that route, I think it's best to probably just have like one less super hard boss like Borderlands did. Alright, so we have a whole bunch of 110 and up characters that we can bounty hunt, which does definitely highlight that there's going to be something weird there. Alright, we don't have any bounties to claim, and that certainly will give us enough points to increase our options. Let's go see what the errand board offers for us. We've got from 66 up to 70, then 73, then 78, 84. We are just going to have to we're going to have to go all over the world. So yeah, I think they'll have us travel in every direction to do everything, and let's see if we have anything new we can buy. We can buy 10 iced coffees. We have ridiculous amounts of gold. One thing to ask certainly would be if we lowered the saturation on our character. There's nothing new to buy in the shop though, so unless some new shop appears. We still didn't really find the ghost kid. We should have found him somewhere, and we didn't. Seriously doubt I need to own more than one copy of these items. Alright. I'm kind of wandering around. Let's go see if there's something new that would happen. Talking to the king cat. I kind of suspect nothing will happen there. We're also not really seeing any indication that we wouldn't have any more pieces of heart to take or give. And I don't think that door is just going to magically open. Ever. He's not even here. Which I guess that would explain. So yeah, he's not even in his chair, in his throne. I suspect that probably means he is in the well. And I suspect that there is an idea to go back through every dungeon and sort through it all a second time. Fight a stronger boss. Undoubtedly, though, this could turn into a nightmare situation where they're just going to throw really, really difficult enemies at us. And it'll just be boss fights even more difficult than the boss fights I've already taken on. You know what? I never did check that. Let's chart chests. I bet there might be a chest somewhere around here. There definitely could have been a green chest around here. Nope. It's not showing up on the map. That definitely could be another thing if you're just trying to get all the treasure chests. It really is going to come down to, in this post-game content, though, just squeezing blood out of every single possible bit of content. Going back to every area, doing everything again. And there's no guarantee of a reward at all to do the post-game content. You're just going to unlock your ultimate spell, and that's about it as far as doing bounty quests and getting stamps. But we need to go in here and see if the enemies are stronger now. That would be something else I would suspect, is that we might start running into familiars that are stronger. And my suspicion, I guess, is no. They aren't stronger because they're running away from me. And there might be an argument to trying to capture creatures, but I don't think I want to go down the Pokemon gotta catch 'em all mentality. I think that would be a waste of time. In fact, there's a high chance that everything is going to be a waste of time at this point. And everything has been a waste of time up until this point. Oh, I never found that. So what's going to be in this treasure chest is probably going to be, yep, something really, really small. Something really pointless by modern standards, or by the big level that we're at. This is just to get everything in the dungeon. We also potentially need to make sure we've walked through every part of the map and seen every part, and thus it's a 100% open. There's like a golden character there. So that golden character took a little bit more time. I may have seen some hiccup there in doing the animations, but I don't even know. I'm keeping a tight eye on number of frames dropped and all of that in my recording software, Open Broadcast software, just to make sure my video card is working. It's working at least enough to say that the computer hasn't full on rebooted or just gone into major stuttering. This game does do a lot of effects all at once. We never got anything other than Esther's default ability to serenade characters, to capture characters. We almost certainly are never going to have enough resources to level up to level 60 fighting these low level characters. Hmm. Hmm. So just walk over here to make sure we've exposed every little ledge. And that should tell us that when we look at dangerous places, Ding Dong Well is percentage explored 100%, and we've collected everything. It really wouldn't be too much work to go around and get all of these cleared. But there is definitely a question as to what do you get for doing that? It may be just a sense of satisfaction and nothing more. Like, yeah, there's no boss fight here. No second tier boss fight, and that's strange, to say the least. Hmm. I find that weird because I was expecting another boss fight. And if there isn't another boss fight, or if we have to do something else to trigger another boss fight there, I don't know what the trigger there would be. Hmm. Let's fly to where one of the rocks are and see if we can read them. Because if I can't read them, then I'm confused. As far as the Colosseum and fighting a bunch of people, I'm not super interested in doing an arena. There's some kind of writing on the stone. I wonder what it says. You know what? I think I I've been stupid here. I think I could have read this the whole time. It's this spell that I didn't think of. Insight. Nothing happens. Hmm. It's not insight. Not broom broom. Hmm. 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 Yeah, I'm looking here. every possible spell I have, and I still can't do anything. Yeah. There is weirdness here. We still have spells that are locked. We still have the Noblia that is locked. There's less locked, certainly. This map still has the eye marked, and it's marking each one of these, marking each one of the rocks as something important. So much so it's not even really marking like the location of tree people anymore. I may have done everything with that. There's still a ton of crafting things locked. All right. And there's a ton of magic spells that it seems like we just can't do anything with. Like we should be able to use second self, for instance, unless it's just cut content. Like there was never a point in the game really where you should have needed to use it. And that does kind of imply to me it's cut content. And then you just have this whole other spell that's hidden. Should have been able to use Mimic. Fuse. Like Fuse in particular definitely feels like a game content. Nyx is a spell that we just lost, and I almost wonder if this is like DLC content of some sort. That you have to buy these spells and that they're actually not necessary. If that was the case, though, that would really, really suck and be unfair. And it still doesn't really explain, like, Broom. Like, and then here's the Ashes of Resurrection to resurrect the dead with a big X around it, saying don't do this. And oddly, it's on a white background. Yeah, that's weird. If we were to look at the progress report here, the Wizard's Companion completion is still at 86%. Creature Compendium completion is at 63%. Task completion has been at 74% for hours. Alchemy completion is at 36%. There's 9 more hidden treasure chests, which I don't know specifically where those are. And then there's one more thing that we haven't found. There's nothing here that indicates you actually can cheat the casino, so you really do feel like it wants you just to gamble, which that's not kid friendly. Yes, this golden one, Shonky Honker, is a 421 past the wretches, which does definitely imply that we may just start seeing golden versions of other characters. There's something still, though, between 383 and 387 or 386. I feel almost like these numbers are just straight up made up and that it isn't a complete list. Because otherwise it just does not make sense. Like Hickory Dock here, it definitely felt like there would have been another Hickory Dock fight, and I don't know how I would fight him unless he's a bounty hunt now. Why would you want to keep on playing this game though just to get the characters? That doesn't really make the most sense. And yeah, kind of feel like I should just feed this guy and see if I could get the familiarity up higher, but also feel like it's probably not the right move, because if we were going to go deep into this post-game content, which I suspect we won't, that we'd want the best. We don't have any new spell or items, I imagine. We could just never play as Swain again as a secondary character. We'll probably never get any pieces of heart. We now have several errands and bounty hunts. And we'll definitely have to give some of these a try just to see what they're like, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they're really, really difficult. As far as new formulas, I imagine we don't have anything new. And that probably means we don't have any resources to do anything else. This game is just, in general, overwhelming. It says we're 65 hours in. But yeah, it's just generally speaking overwhelming. I know of a cave or two, maybe to go and visit. And certainly we can do the errands and we can visit every single city. But I think very quickly in the next couple episodes, if we even make it to the next couple episodes, I will just lose interest in doing anything more. We were sticking around for the story. The story wasn't good. And now we are just sticking around out of stubbornness. Unless I can find some new shop to spend my gold, I probably won't spend the gold. Unless I can find some new motivation, I'll probably be completely tired of this game. I'm already tired of this game, but I'll be completely done with it. And yeah, I am pretty much done with Ni no Kuni. I could not see any argument to playing Ni no Kuni 2, even though it is going to be different characters. The way they made this game tells me they did not care about making something a little bit more revolutionary in the gameplay mechanics or better in just how it all was experienced. And that's just not what I would want. Yeah. Like I would want something that had some new ideas and wasn't just stealing from Pokemon and making you grind for no reason, and still throwing 3 very difficult bosses at you. Clearly, there were things I was supposed to have learned in the game, and I didn't learn in the game, and that's why I had to look at a walkthrough at the very end to defeat the final boss. And if there is any post-game final boss, there's almost no chance that I'll be able to get enough resources to defeat them. Just to replenish all of the potions I've used. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording, though. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.